I just need to know the reason why. Even though I'd like to know just how you're working, I know faith is not a destination, it's a journey. Down this road I'm going, trusting without knowing where it takes me. I know it sounds crazy, but when I look back down the road to find that quietly you carried me to safety, I'm thinking that maybe faith is not a destination, it's a journey. Hindsight's 20/20, looking back, I felt so lost, but now I see your plan. You said you would never leave me, and you've been faithful through my unbelief. Lord, help me see. And even though I may not know just how you're working, I know faith is not a destination, it's a journey. Down this road I'm going, trusting without knowing where it takes me. I know it sounds crazy, but when I look back down the road to find that quietly you carried me to safety, I'm thinking that maybe faith is not a destination, it's a journey. Just when I think I've gone too far, alone and wondering where you are, and even though I may not know just how you're working, faith is not a destination, it's a journey. When I stole it from a friend of mine, I was 10 years old. What I'd done was weighing on my mind. I told Mom and Daddy so. He said, first you gotta give it back, apologize and then we'll go out back. I said, Daddy, do you hate me? And he said these words to me: you have to forgive the ones that you love. That's just how it is, 'cause that's how it was. My father taught me so I could teach you when I grew up. Never forget, you have to forgive the ones After school he couldn't wait to play with that old dog, you know. He said, I hate him, I'm so mad at him. I saw a little tremble in his chin. I said, son, let me tell you what somebody said to me. You have to forgive the ones that you love. That's just how it is, 'cause that's how it was. My father taught me so I could teach you when I grew up. Never forget, you have to forgive the ones that you love. He could have called all the angels down that awful day. Up there on that old rugged cross, he didn't have to stay. Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. So much love for all his children he knew, that he would die so we could live again someday. You have to forgive the ones that you love. That's just how it is, 'cause that's how it was. His father sent him, his only son, so he could teach us. Never forget, you have to forgive the ones that you love. Just like he did, we have to forgive the ones that we love. There's an old wooden church in the valley, built by a clear, cold mountain stream. And they say for miles every Sunday morning, you can hear those little country church bells ring. Ringing, if you're thirsty, come and drink from living waters. If you're weary, come and rest and pray and sing. If you're burdened, come and leave them at the altar. Faithful pilgrims, it's for us, those bells still ring. It was 50 years ago when the mine shut down and closed. People moved to cities and to town. The last Sunday in May, even the preacher moved away. But we never missed a Sunday when we didn't hear that sound. Bells ringing, if you're thirsty, come and drink from living waters. If you're weary, come and rest and pray and sing. If you're burdened, come and leave them at the altar. Faithful pilgrims, it's for us, those bells still ring. Now they boarded up the church on that last Sunday. Nobody since has walked through her door. But they say the Holy Spirit moves and rides on the wind. That's why we hear those church bells ring again and again. Bells ringing, if you're thirsty, come and drink from living waters. If you're weary, come and rest and pray and sing. If you're burdened, come and leave them at the altar. Faithful pilgrims, it's for us, those bells still ring. Faithful pilgrims, it's for us, those bells still ring. My mama used to rock me and sing me to sleep. She'd ask God to guide me and for my soul to keep. And when I got a little older, she taught me right from wrong. And when she'd sing a lullaby, I learned to sing along. And she told me that a lady is a lady all the time. So before you give me your best pickup line, there's more to me than that. Lots of love and prayers from mama and wisdom from my dad. So if you look below the surface, you might see who I am. There's more to me than that. Now my daddy is my hero, so you may not have a chance. Every day he says I'm pretty, and he still holds my hand. Through the years he's loved my mama, through the good times and bad. I've learned from watching him what really makes a man. And the thought of giving me away will almost make him cry. So before you give me your best pickup line, there's more to me than that. Lots of love and prayers from mama and wisdom from my dad. So if you look below the surface, you might see who I am. There's more to me than that. There's more to me than that. Lots of love and prayers from mama and wisdom from my dad. So if you look below the surface, you might see who I am. I think what made Granddaddy great is that he didn't work all day. I'd love the time we spent, and I'd go everywhere he went. We'd end up on some old deer trail, and I'd listen hard as he would spin his tales. We were in a field of stumps. He said, I got a new one for you, hun. These trees once stood tall, and I'm the man that made them fall. I cut them up, sanded them down, and you wouldn't believe what I found. Past the bark and all the scars, our home was in the heart of those old trees. God bless who sowed those seeds. 100 years and they just grew, and only heaven knew just what they'd be to our family. All that time to become what they should. You know our home was in the heart of the wood. He smiled, said, there's my favorite one. Pointed at a cherry stump, said I couldn't afford the one at Sears, so the good Lord planted one right here. He carved out what he saw within, and he gave it to my dad when he turned 10. Past the bark and all the scars, there was a guitar in the heart of that old tree, all from just one seed. 100 years and it just grew, and only heaven knew just what it'd be, and how that tree could sing all the time to become what it should. There were songs in the heart of the wood. He said we can mark a tree to keep from getting lost, and it'll always point our way home like that old rugged cross. 100 years and it just grew, and only heaven knew just what it'd be, and who'd hang on that tree. It held the Son of God like it should, but I know it broke the heart of the wood. Oh, I know it broke the heart of the wood. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it. There ain't nothing to it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill, but since we're on our way down, we might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let that stand in your way. Anyone knows that love is the only road. smile now. Isn't it a lovely ride? Sliding down and gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Now the thing about time is that time isn't really real. It's just your point of view. How does it feel for you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. Planets spinning through space, the smile upon your face. Welcome to the human race. Isn't it a lovely ride? I'll be sliding down and gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Isn't it a lovely ride? Sliding down and gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Now the secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Karen, she's a silver sun. You best walk her away and watch it shine. And watch her watch the morning come. A silver tear appearing. Now I'm crying, ain't I? I'm going to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that love's the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. And hey babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, ain't I? Going to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent late last night, I think I might have heard the highway calling. Geese in flight and dogs that bite. the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like